I laughed
I've got to tell us you've got
when they
three
put
times.
when they put people up crying on the first song. I'm like, are you fucking for real? She's not singing to you.
That was me.
Fucking hell.
Did you cry when she like first appeared?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh gosh. Welcome to the Project Transform Podcast, where we're talking all things health, fitness, lifestyle. I am your host, Maddy, and I've got top dog over here, Wendy, obviously, not Chucky. And our guest, Wendy, she has been a long-time client,
Very long
long-time client of Chucky before everything started. But yeah, how are we all, gang?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
Chucky's not going to move his feet this time.
No, I'll try and stay still.
For anybody that was watching last week or listening, their ears would have just heard.
Didn't notice it until you put it up on the on the story.
Yeah, see, don't point it out. Can leave me alone.
Blame Nick. Blame Nick and Stevie. That's not like a you problem. What's everyone been up to this week?
Work. Last week of term 1 commercials.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, just getting ready for school holidays.
I'm not looking forward to that life because then I'm not going to holiday with everybody else.
No, we still go outside. We've just just been away, so I like to go when it's not as busy.
Yeah.
Not as crowded.
Yeah. What have you been doing this week?
Not a great deal different from normal.
Ran 10k this week.
Did. Cranked it up.
Oh yeah, saw
10K,
that. Was that at Park Run?
No.
Oh, too good for parkrun this week. Goes one time. See ya.
Yeah. Completed that. Next. I did 10k with Dad. Just around the back of Drawn. That was about it.
We
Went to
saw-
Farm World, saw some tractors,
Yeah, we did Farm World and the rodeo.
watched the camels go up and back 500 times while we had lunch.
Was it camels? I've never been
camel
to Farm
rides.
World.
Yeah.
I've never ever been.
It's a good day out. You don't have to be like into
Yeah.
farming. It's lots of different things.
I don't know
It's
what I
such
have
a-
to pay to get in.
It's such a crack up though. All the cowboys, all the farmers wear their best
Oh yeah.
R.M. Williams
Yeah.
shit.
Big belt buckles as well.
Yeah. Nice hat. They're clean hats. They're nice hats.
Yeah.
They're
So, well, we-
shirts. They're like R.M. Williams shirts, but they're still not fucking ironed.
Checkers.
They're always just still wrinkly as fuck, and you're like.
Yeah.
And still smell like cow poo.
And then you got all the young whippersnappers that are just like fresh 18, 19-year-olds that I've just come straight from work in my fucking work boots and shit. Knowing very well they probably haven't.
That's funny. Was it good then?
Yeah, it was big this year.
Yeah.
It was massive compared to last year.
And the weather was really good. Usually it's pouring
it's
rain
not
for Farm
usually
World
very
or
good.
like stinking hot. It was just really nice. Yeah. We did the rodeo on the Saturday night, which was awesome when we got there. Did get freezing by the end, but really good weather for it.
I've only been to a rodeo once. It was good.
It was fun.
Good fun. Yeah. Have you been to the rodeo?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Can't remember my cup of tea.
Do you go to Farm World?
Yeah, I was going to look at tractors for Eli more than anything else. Used to go as a kid and nag Mum and Dad the whole way around. Can I buy a motorbike? Can I buy a motorbike? Never bought a motorbike.
Still don't have one.
Just
I had one for when I was like 10 and that was about it. Crashed it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
But no, rodeo's not really my thing, I don't think. I've never been, so it might be, but
Yeah, you might get in there and
it's like concert. I've never been to a concert either.
Oh, don't even get me started on this.
You've been to many?
Yes, and we have not arguments, but he just doesn't see the value in it.
In going to a concert?
Yeah.
It's the atmosphere. in
Just
it.
doesn't.
Thank you.
Yeah, it just doesn't grab me though.
But you can't say that though because you've never been.
Yeah, but it doesn't interest me. Like I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind like seeing what it's like. I don't get that.
When you've got 100,000 people singing Love Story,
Yeah, man.
like, or
We started
Cruel
watching the one
Summer,
on the Taylor Swift fucking do on.
I got chills.
I thought it was going to be like a documentary, not like
No.
the whole fucking concert.
No, it's the concert.
And it's
Is
3
it the
hours
concert
long.
she just did though?
Yeah.
So that came out very quick then.
Yeah, it did.
Maybe we'll need
It's
to watch.
magic. I got shivers. Had tears in my eyes again. I cried it.
I laughed.
I've got to tell us you've got
when they
three
put
times.
when they put people up crying on the first song. I'm like, are you fucking for real? She's not singing to you.
That was me.
Fucking hell.
Did you cry when she like first appeared?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh gosh. 15-year-old Maddy was really excited.
Wow. And no shit, she's probably like 3 years older than you.
Yeah, but she was my first
She's
ever
my age.
concert.
No, she's Mel's age.
She's 34, I think I said.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was my first ever
that's all,
concert.
actually. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was back in her...
When she was 15-year-old, broke up with her
literally-
boyfriend at high school.
Yeah, pub. It was in
Such
a pub.
end of the world, isn't it?
She spoke to me during my high school years, okay?
Yeah, she did.
When 15 came
Fucking
out,
hell.
like that song,
Don't
just
know that
wait
one.
to get to 15 years old. And then when 22 came out,
Oh,
you're like, oh, can't wait to be 22 to be able to sing this song.
wow.
I don't know either of those songs. I've probably heard them. But I'm one of those
There was
people
quite a
doesn't
few
always
that
know a
I had
song
no
by
idea
name.
what was going on.
Yeah.
We stopped halfway and just went, fuck this. It's taking too long.
Nah.
Boring.
still,
Next.
It's definitely not boring. Not at all. Yeah. And in that, then Pink was here at the same time.
I went to the Pink not this one, like 10
Amazing,
years ago,
isn't she?
and she just, she is
Incredible.
pretty, like for her age and everything,
Oh, yeah.
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 she
incredible.
does well.
And then Blink-182, that was just like three. I went to
I was
three
going to say,
concerts.
did you do all three in that?
Yeah, in that
short
week and a
space?
half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just
I haven't paid for one of them though.
snuck into the others.
Got free tickets for the other two.
Got COVID on the first one, spread it to the other ones.
Literally, yeah. Anyway, enough on that. Concerts are good, you should go to one. Maybe I'll buy you a ticket one day.
Nah, we're going
Here we go.
Paw Patrol. August.
Oh, I saw you
Yeah,
were hardcore
got
at
Paw
work
Patrol
trying to get
tickets for August. Can't wait. I've been to the Wiggles in Warragul.
Wiggles are good.
Yeah.
Marshall never got
Oh,
into the
no.
Wiggles.
Oh,
Not sure what it was. He just, I would put it on in the
Unforcing.
background and stuff. Never
really?
got into it.
Yeah, no, I'm forcing it for DJ.
But Paw Patrol
everything.
was a hit. And no, he's not named after Marshall from
Oh, yeah.
Paw Patrol. So many people ask me that.
Really?
He was born before Paw Patrol was a
Yeah.
thing. So
Paw
Yep.
Patrol got from him. Is Eli into Bluey?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
It was Blippi first,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
you
it
loved
went
Blippi.
into Paw Patrol. Henry, I think, got him into Paw Patrol because he was into it first,
Yeah.
and now they're just both fucking mental for it.
I just want the Wiggles because I'm a very nostalgic person. So I watch it, I'm like,
do you watch the original Wiggles though?
I just put on, if DJ's having a real bad moment, his favourite song is Bouncing Balls, the Bouncing Balls song. So if you put that on, he'll be like, and just stop anything he's doing. He
He'll
loves
probably
it.
like the Wiggles thing because
Yeah.
you've started it early.
I watched the documentary that they brought out on it. It's on Amazon, I think, and it just talks about the history of it and like how they've progressed and moved into what they are now. It was so good. It was just like very heartwarming. But I was a Wiggles kid, so again, remember my first Wiggles concert. Didn't want to go down and see Dorothy the Dinosaur because my mum wouldn't come
I'm
with
starting
me.
to feel really old. How old are you?
29.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was older than when the Wiggles became a thing as well. We were in high school, so
Yeah.
miss the Wiggles.
They were good. Anyway, enough about the Wiggles. It's all about you today, Wendy.
Sounds good.
She's very nervous.
Mm.
Is this how nervous you were when you first came to Chucky?
No, I wouldn't have been this nervous.
No,
Chucky.
really?
I was nervous that initial, to meet someone,
Yeah.
but I don't know. This has just made me really grumble. Overthinking it,
Don't.
bad habit of mine.
Mm.
Oh, I feel like that's a rabbit hole we can go down. No, well, we'll just start with, tell us a little bit about your story. Like where were you? Why did you initially go to Chucky? And where have you got to from there?
Okay, so I remember the time we'd got ready to go to the aquarium in Melbourne. My husband and I and our son Marshall. He was 3 at the time, and I just remember getting ready that day and just something all of a sudden, I just felt crap. I was pulling on the leggings, the baggy jumper, just the things that I thought made me feel better, and just something inside me that day was just I didn't feel good. anyway, went off to the aquarium, spent the day in Melbourne, had a great day. And then on the train on the way back, I was just scrolling Facebook. And it's freaky because something come up about Andrew, or Chucky, sorry. He was PT Chucky, I think.
For anyone that doesn't know, Chucky's real name is Andrew.
Sorry, I'll try and say Chucky. I think then you were PT by Chucky or something like that. Anyway, it came up on my news feed. I can't remember if it was like sort of an ad thing or if it was through Voyage or what, but he had done a transformation, or like, he'd just done like a 12-week challenge for himself.
Yeah, okay, right, yeah.
And I remember saying to my husband, look at this guy, and sort of like looked in further, and he was local, was obviously associated to Voyage, and I must have obviously liked their page at that stage.
So were you training at Voyage at that time?
I think I might have just become a member,
yeah.
or that part I can't fully remember, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so my husband was like, do it, give it, touch base. Yeah. And I did. And I was nervous. But I remember, when I first met with him, and I instantly felt at ease, which I think I was nervous because I was a woman and he was a man. Not that but just, I don't know, like overweight and going to a man, I don't know, that was probably the most nervous part about it.
Yeah.
But he just instantly made me feel at ease. So, but it was just sort of like it was meant to be. I was just at a time where I was starting to feel crap.
Yeah.
And it, like usual sort of thing, or Marshall was 3 then, but I had put on a lot of weight after having Marshall, so it just sort of all come to a head, I guess. So it's time to make a change.
Yeah, and that was my next question. Had you been feeling like that for a really long time, or it was just that moment where you went, oh, I am uncomfortable and I don't like this feeling, I'm going to do something?
Growing up, I was never, I guess, skinny. Probably always the chubbier kid. I was chubby through high school, but always happy, loved life, had fun, was never,
too concerned.
Yeah, definitely at different points throughout my teenage years, I felt, I knew I was bigger than my friends and I wasn't always maybe dressed as cool or whatever, because I was dressing for comfort more than fashion probably. And then, just that, so I guess it had kind of been building up, but then, after Marshall just, put on a lot.
Yeah.
Like, got to, like, very heavy.
Yeah. And, I mean, do you mind saying how much you've lost all up over that time? Or
I had lost some weight prior to starting with Andrew, but I won't say what my heaviest weight was, but it would be almost 30 kilos over the last sort of 10 years or so. Yeah.
Wow. And that is something that we'll come back to, actually, is just that
goes up and down a little bit, though. That's not just, Yeah,
I was going to say, that's something we'll come back to, because it hasn't just been in a year or two that's
No, happened. This is like over,
There's been a lot of progression in that time. So, 10 years? That's how long you've been working with
9.
Yeah, I think it's about 9.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. And do you remember when you first met Wendy?
Yeah, it was in the...
Yeah, what's your version?
Well, I wasn't nervous because it's my job, but point that out.
It was my birthday the day we first met.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
and it was when Voyage had a cafe out the back, and we sat at the cafe because there's one shit bit that always grinded me about Voyage and like meeting people. The only spot to meet someone was at the front desk, and you have everybody walk through and past, and people just don't feel comfortable. So when they did put the cafe out the back, it was like you could tuck around a corner and sit and have a conversation rather than like eyes looking at you.
Yeah.
And I think from like a perspective from clients who are probably feeling uncomfortable, they don't want, like most people just don't give a shit when they walk in. Like they'll look at me and go, fuck you, Chucky, like you're a cockhead. And continue on their
and Wendy was worried about swearing on the podcast.
Yeah.
Have I done that yet? Oh God, now I will.
But they'll like more so say something to me on the walk past or whatever, and they don't even know who's fucking sitting there with me.
Yeah.
But when you're in a vulnerable state, you think like everybody's, and in Voyage, it's a very central spot to look at from everywhere. So you automatically feel you're on the front like in front of everyone.
Really intimidating.
Yeah. So it was good to sit around the back. But yeah, I remember pretty much from then, and we just let it roll from after that, I guess.
I think I liked, or probably one of the main things that drew me towards Andrew was that he'd done it himself. It was actually him, and he'd shared his story. He was local, you know.
That's interesting, actually, because
it wasn't just something I'd Googled and it had brought me up a list of PTs to contact. Yeah. It was just, I think I liked most that he'd done it.
Yeah, that's interesting because we focus a lot on getting obviously clients' results, but it wasn't that he could get somebody else's results. It's that he could do it.
He showed his own results. That's exactly right. He wasn't advertising other people's, which obviously you do naturally as time goes on. Yeah. But I think that was probably one of the main things, that it was him. It was him himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you first got into that, you joined the gym, you started training with him, were you just PTing? Probably just PTing with him at the beginning.
Yeah, we were. I think it was 3 times a week. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I initially started off with, we did a 12-week challenge. So it was, I think, 2 or 3 sessions a week, and obviously a food plan. Yeah. And so different to now. It's kind of funny. I've still got some of the emails from, 9 years ago, and it's just funny, it's just a Word document with a heading, so yeah, things have definitely changed a lot over the years. But so 2 or 3 face-to-face sessions, and just my food, and then when that finished, I 100%, that was it.
Yeah, so once you finished that 12 weeks, where was your head at? Were you obviously feeling
just
better and
definitely it was a big drop in weight, so that obviously made me feel good. But I was just hooked. Yeah, just wanted to keep going and see what other things I could achieve, and
and you did. So then, fast forward from there, what have you sort of done?
I guess sort of the photo shoot.
Yeah, I think there's always been once a year. There's usually something.
Yeah.
And you usually you don't mind the group sense. You tend to. Mum's a bit the same. It's not so much the challenge as such. I think it's more just it gives you a little bit of purpose for a period of time, which everybody does and needs. But it's more also the group sense of it, I think, a lot of the time. We've done different challenges over the time where it's been, the one that we've got going at the moment is more of a performance-based one. And then you've got the photo shoot, which you've done, but then you've also done a lot of other ones. And now you've just really found your groove. With the photo shoot side of things, that's it's like people when they compete. They're get into it. Matt, I suppose, is a prime example of the opposite of get into it, tick it off the list. And then oh yeah, I've done that now.
Very all or nothing.
Yeah, where you're okay, it's kind of my sport. But it's one of those things that you got to dive into first before you realise it is.
I either love it or and live and breathe it.
Probably sort of cruised along for a couple of years, I guess, and then when COVID hit, definitely embraced the challenge you put on through COVID, and then 3 photo shoots since then. And I definitely love a goal and a challenge.
Yeah. Do you find that drives you a lot more, knowing is it the end date?
I think I was thinking about this morning. I definitely love when there's there's something at the end. It's definitely something that drives me. But interested to see too how I go this year, because I don't have any goals and I'm not going to photo shoot this year. So this could almost be one of my most challenging years, just settling into finding a balance somewhere between the hard stuff and just kind of that I guess lifestyle balance.
Yeah, for sure. So going back to the first photo shoot, what were you thinking in your head when you said, I think I want to do this? did you jump on it or did you mull it over? Like,
Well,
where
it's
were you
funny
at?
because it was, how to explain it? I'd probably hit a little bit of a, I don't know, lull, or I'd got into a little bit of, probably one of my bad habits is negative thinking sometimes in relation to myself and how I feel. And I'd probably gone a little bit backwards and was a bit, I don't know, just feeling a bit crap and sort of thinking, what do I do? And at that point in time, I actually even considered not leaving as such, but even trying like Body Fit or something like that, you know, just thinking, do I need something different? Do I?
Change
And
it
then the photo shoot was mentioned and I was just like, oh, actually, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gave me that drive
Push.
again and that push again. So
And for each photo shoot, results wise, mentality, everything, like what's changed each time?
every shoot's been so different.
Tell us about the first one.
In what way?
The
Sorry.
whole vibe, everything. How you approached training. Was it the hardest one because you didn't know what to expect? Were you nervous about the actual shoot?
It probably was the hardest one because it was really unknown. It was so different to anything I'd done with Andrew before. Definitely enjoyed it. But like 3 or 4 days before the shoot, ended up in hospital and couldn't actually do the shoot. So that was really deflating. But then afterwards, I still obviously wanted to follow through. And a good friend of mine come on board, and she actually did the shoot as well. So we ended up doing it together.
I forgot about that.
So my first one, loved it, felt awesome.
And it was I'm trying to remember like your pictures from that one. It was very like fitness based.
And very like even like a casual, relaxed sort of, more covered up as opposed to, you know, I guess from first to third were really, really different. So, but I've enjoyed the process of all 3 of them, but all very different.
So
Looks very different,
second one,
felt
what was
different.
the main difference? Like if you could pick
Shoot
2
style.
things. Well, aside from that.
Went from warm trackies
To fucking let's go have a beach shoot at fucking 6
3
degrees.
degrees.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cold. I just remember being puffer jacket, like trackies and tights on, everything, and you're just there in a bikini, like
Just
in the
I
rain.
can't even describe how cold
Funny.
I was.
It was a funny day.
It was.
Yeah.
But yeah, still so much fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't remember the actual question now.
So if you could name 2 differences, like just off the top of your head, that changed from the like about the process or your mentality, anything from the first shoot to the
Confidence
second.
and my body shape.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
The first shoot, super nervous.
Yeah.
Like completely unknown. But as soon as it started, I did feel at ease, and Mel just has this way of making you feel at ease.
She's so good at it.
And Lauren, the photographer. Second one, still really nervous, but in a different way, I think, as we just touched on, because it was so cold and everything as well, and you're trying to pose, and like Mel's like, do this, can you bend this way?
And you're
like,
like,
I literally can't
You're gonna
move.
fucking snap in half because it's so cold.
Yeah, can you just stand in the ocean? Like,
Stand in the ocean.
you know, like the waves are
Fine,
coming
it's
up over you,
minus
but you'll be
50,
fine,
but
you know.
no worries.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, once again, just but my confidence, in the second one had grown again, and then I think by number 3, just let me have it.
Were you nervous at all for the third one?
I was still
Just because it was so different
and a different
again?
setting again, and so different again, and I just knew I looked really different. I think my outfits were both outfits were something like I would never in my wildest dreams thought I would wear. Posing. I literally felt like I was on the cover of a magazine that day.
Yeah, you looked like it too. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
And from a coach's perspective, were you like, do you sit back and think, oh wow, like, we did a really good job, or are you like thinking about the process? Where's your head at?
On the day,
Yeah.
I'm too busy worried about something else. to think about like time frames and shit. Oh, not so much on the shoot is like I'm getting told, can you go get this? Can you go get that?
True,
can you do
actually.
can
You're
you
like,
do
Dad,
this?
can you go get my jeans?
Yeah.
Something I never thought I'd say to another
Jack's
man.
like, yeah, no worries.
He just comes back with...
Can you just peel the label off too?
Sorry, I just thought of that because that was that was really funny. Just like, how's the weather? Can you get my undies?
Yeah. But no, like it's. I think because we catch up, or we're catching up weekly or fortnightly, like you see them that often anyway. Where online clients is slightly different, because I think, and having Wendy from the start to now, it's such a long period of time to compare. But even so, like you do the skin folds and you can see them changing weekly, but at the same time, like I'm not really thinking about like what we've achieved.
Yeah.
If that makes
You're
sense.
just
Like I'm still got a job to do.
Yeah.
But you definitely look back and go, fuck, like it's a massive change, and like, and it's always a credit to the person, because we're just like the puppet behind it. We're not really like, I would generally not take credit for anybody, because I know it's harder on their end than it is our end.
But in saying that, I do give you a lot of credit, because without him, I wouldn't achieve what I do.
Yeah.
But the third one was probably my favourite one, and as strange as it sounds, my hardest one, because it was different for me in the lead up. My husband was living away from home throughout this whole one, so it was a completely different lead up for me. Not having routines had to change. I'm not great with change. So it was definitely my most challenging lead up, but I think I loved that even more.
Because again, it was something different that you had to overcome.
Put your big girl boots on and
That's
get on with it.
Yeah. And has there been moments like in check-ins where you've said, oh look, I just don't think I can do this anymore, or?
No, I don't think I've ever said.
Nah. There was a couple of weeks where it was like, fuck, this is a bit of a tough week.
Grind.
And missing Matt more than other weeks, and then and then I think the biggest week out of the whole time, 9 years or whatever, where you realise how much stress has an impact. Do you remember it? How much stress has an impact on your weight, and then when it's not there, you notice a difference. Do you remember when it was?
Not exactly.
When Matt moved back from being
away.
away.
I knew what was coming there.
Because you like him being there as a security.
That security,
And then, like, I remember... you're like, fuck, Matt's back. I've had, like, the best, like, 9 hours sleep ever.
You're right. Sorry, I should remember.
And you got a massive, like, flush out of
just
inflammation and stress. And the scale dropped, like, a shitload. And you're like, I feel fresh. Like, what's happening? And I'm like, what do you reckon it is? She's like, oh, well, I had good sleep last night. Okay. What else do you reckon it is?
See, all those things we learn and that you do
like nothing else is
so true.
Like nothing else has changed. Like I haven't changed your food. I haven't changed your program. Like, what do you think it is? Well, I didn't have a big shit. Like, what is it?
Way before and after.
Yeah.
We've all been there. So then, what do you think then? Like, what would have been your first light bulb moment working with Chucky, just on your whole health and fitness journey? Your first light bulb moment,
as in
anything? Like, was it just the, if I train, like this happens, or like I feel so much better when this happens? Something like really simple that kind of started solidifying that you enjoyed it, your health and fitness. That's a tough question, and I didn't put it on a list for you, so I'm sorry.
Can you say it again? Like, sorry.
Think about the question, but don't think about the question.
Thanks, Mark.
Credit to
Great
Mark.
advice.
So if you think back over your whole journey,
I'm just trying to
you're right.
understand the question.
It just came to me anyway. This question.
You said you'd guide me, not put me on the spot.
Yeah, I know. It came to me. It's important, obviously. But if you think about your whole journey, in the very beginning, that first week challenge.
From when I started.
Yeah. Do you remember that first light bulb moment of, I've learnt that,
this is why this.
This is why this happens, or that's why that happens, and it stayed with you?
I don't know if I could think of the particular moment in time, but definitely from start to now, as time went on, well, just even what we were talking about then, learning the differences of like what sleep can do for you. So I can now notice, if I haven't had great sleeps, even my body can be different, moods, everything.
Yeah.
I think your biggest one is like, all those like little accountability things that you, and things you learn, like, if I train this much, this is going to happen, or if I back it off, this is going to happen, or, you know, carbohydrates do this, blah, 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 all the normal stuff. But I think your biggest like moment, and this is probably not so much a light bulb moment or anything like that, it's more of a biggest learning curve, and it's probably come from the last 12, 18 months, is like the self-accountability that you can now go, Wendy, you're being a fuckhead, like, and pull your strides back up yourself rather than getting someone else to do it.
Actually, that's probably right. Like, and we spoke about that, I think, in our last face-to-face, like, just more maturity around.
You know, you're not relying on me.
Not just throwing
to
a
pull you
punch
out of
and
the hole.
like, yeah.
That's a good one.
Like, you still have moments where you're like, Chucky, like I'm having a shit day.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, okay, what do you reckon? And I do it to everybody. I always ask a question. I did it to you.
It's so annoying.
I'll be like, what do you think?
But
like,
it is
watch me go.
This.
Watch me go.
But that's, but like it's that point that we always try to get all clients to, is like, you should be able to make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the time in the fitness world, everybody goes down the rabbit hole of, I'm a child again. I need mum and dad to make the decisions for me. Where, like, you're an adult. Like, come on, like, let's think about it.
Yeah.
But I think that's more just from different styles, but probably styles going from the photo shoot to then like the lean gaffer challenge, which is probably your biggest eye opener, because you were forced to go down a different avenue. We've tried a lot of different things to go, okay, let's portion control, let's give you macros, let's try this, let's try that, and you're like, you never fully trusted it. But when there's other people doing it too, you tend to, like with the photo shoot and stuff, you tend to thrive off, if they're doing it, I'll do it. Like, it's... I've also got the comfort.
Got the backup of other people.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I like that. So I guess then, just before we kind of move on from that, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment across the last 9 or 10 years when you think about your health and fitness journey?
Well, obvious one is obviously like physical appearance and how my body feels and that kind of thing. Probably the biggest one for me is about 12 months after Marshall was born, I was diagnosed with anxiety and OCD. And I think it's calmer. It's not as vicious for me. It's got less and less. It never goes away. It's something I can battle with daily, but I battle with it differently, and I've got more control over it. I'm calmer. My brain's not as busy. And I think it's just shown me that concentrating on something like my health and fitness, it's coming into the rest of my life, and I just feel like I live like more of a normal person, and
I like what you said
better.
though. I battle it differently. It's not that it's gone, it's just that
it's not consuming me, and I think having something else to focus on it just keeps my brain focused on something else.
And you're also helping inside and out.
And so many of, you know, like some behaviours like from way back then, like they're gone, and so it's just being able to manage that part of my life differently, and for many years haven't had to use medications.
Wow, that's incredible.
So it's amazing what your health, fitness, food, all those things can
do. I love that too though.
And probably being honest with Chucky about that, which I would have been the whole way along. So
you lied. No.
But you know, like I'm pretty private with that side of me. But always been honest. With
helps the process.
Andrew. It does definitely.
I really like that though, because I think a lot of people do get really fixated on the physical side, and obviously you want to look better, feel better, all that sort of stuff. But that's very much it's a long-term accomplishment that will affect you not just for now, but for the rest of your life too.
And
to learn
affects
about it.
my boys as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the thing to think about, especially like just putting it into, I suppose, these days, with mental health being such a big thing and like suicide's going through the roof, is I saw it on Instagram, must have been like the start of this year or something. And one bloke, he was saying that, because there was, I forget his name, it was a UK like interviewer and stuff. And everybody, like, he's real opinionated. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And anyway, they were talking about it and they both disagreed to the point of like, what's going to improve your mental health the most. And one of them, the UK like interviewer, was like, I feel you've got to work on your mental health first to improve your mental health. And the other guy was like, no. And this is the side I'm on. He's like, sitting there and thinking about your mental health is not going to fix anything. It's only going to fucking spin it out even more. Like giving a drug addict more drugs is not going to fucking help the situation.
Yeah.
But if you get out, go for a walk, get some fresh air, keep your phone at home, it's going to do a lot more than for your mental health as well as get you healthier and fitter.
For sure.
So focus on the movement and the just general exercise side of things, and everything else will fall into place.
Definitely.
Which is, I think, a big thing for these days is like too many people are going down that rabbit hole of like, I know it's very real and anxiety and depression is all like fucking there because it's getting worse, but talking about it and thinking about it is not going to help the fucking situation at the end of the day.
No.
Like, actions have to be implemented
Yeah.
a lot more, like physical shit.
Yeah.
We're a lot more sedentary these days, which you probably would have been before starting, and then getting moving and all that kind of stuff, just general sense, would have like been a massive impactor on that too.
Yeah, huge.
And it fits in with just like loving routine and
Yeah.
all those sorts of things.
Yeah, and
So
in
it
a
just
good
all works.
in a good way.
Yeah.
It's really positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, goals from here. Said no shoot this year.
Yeah, so as I said before, like just this year I think just settling to, I guess is balance the right word, just finding that kind of balance.
Yeah.
No
Enjoy
goals
some
set
playtime.
as such. There's always little things in the back of my head at different times.
Yeah.
But no photo shoot. I'm just gonna settle into the year, enjoy it with my family.
Yeah.
Go away. Not that I can't do those things when I'm, prepping for a shoot or whatever, but just having a little bit more freedom.
Yeah, nice.
But at the same time, I guess it's a challenge in itself.
Definitely. No, it is. I think
Especially when you're
people
so
probably
used to it.
underestimate that. Yeah, that sitting is just is sometimes a lot harder than being on all the time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because already since the shoot in December, like my training, everything's so different. It's like really, really different. Only 3 days.
So much different to the shoot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what does a day look like for you when incorporating training, nutrition?
All right. So the alarm goes off around 2:30, 20 to 3.
That's the middle of the night.
It's ridiculous. I've definitely advised otherwise.
but that's a habit that I've formed over time with having to fit in with when my husband was concreting, he would sometimes be gone between 4 and 5, so I would have to have it done because can't leave your child at home on their own to go to the gym. So that just became a habit. Plus also with my son, like I don't like to be away from him, so I don't want to pick him up from school and then go to the gym for 2 hours. That's time I miss with him, and so I do the gym really early, and also a lot of the time I can get most of my steps done on the treadmill after a workout, so I've set myself up for the day as far as my steps go. And I think I like it too because I've got a job where I sit down. I've started my day active, I've done my workout,
Feels so much better, don't you?
I just sort of feel alive. If I've had a little bit of a sleep in, that's probably something that I'm noticing at the moment, not having to go every day, is sometimes like you can feel a little bit sluggish when you get up later and that sort of thing. So early gym, all that. And then I get home, I wouldn't eat quite yet. It's a little bit early for me, so just fluff around and school lunches and all that sort of stuff while washing. And then do you mean as in my nutrition, like when I sort of eat and
Yeah,
stuff
like
that?
do you prep or do you cook on the go? Like
No, I prep and
Yeah.
I get everything out like 2 days, as in like, and I freeze
Yeah.
and I get everything out 2 days ahead.
Yeah,
I prep absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Except my veggies at night. I cook fresh.
Yeah.
But only at night.
And is
fresh.
that just to like because then it's out of your brain, you don't have to worry about it?
Out of my brain,
plan or
Yeah, well, yeah, it's easier to not go off plan if you're prepared. So I take all my food to work, and depending on what's like, I plan my day, my week ahead, everything. So I know what's going to be on, where I'm going to have to take food, when I'm going to be able to eat at home.
Yeah. Do you ever get worried taking food with you?
No.
All you people that complain about having to take their food with them.
I remember we went to the netball last year down in Melbourne, like with a group of girlfriends, and went somewhere in Richmond, this really like flash place, and I pull out my container and they're just like,
you shape this up for me?
Yeah.
Here's Perks just pulling the container out, stirring up the food. Look,
It's always going to be an element of judgment.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like I think the judgment used to bother me a lot,
Yeah.
but that's probably another way I've matured is I don't care.
Yeah.
If you're going to judge me for bringing my food and eating well, I'm not judging you for eating a Big Mac, so don't judge me for
for making my choice.
Yeah, for making my choice.
Yeah.
So so just and then obviously I would go to work. And another way I've found to get my steps in if I'm a bit short is just obviously get to school, pick up early. Yeah. Do some laps at Brooker Park or while Marshall's at footy training, walk laps to the Oval, like lots of ways that I can incorporate everything into my day and get it all done because I have to tick those boxes.
Do you think that's where sometimes people are just not creative enough, potentially?
What do you mean? Like
if you're watching the YouTube. Like, while Marshall's playing footy, you go for a walk.
I'd rather do laps to the Oval. What else are you going to do? Sit in the car?
Yeah. And I do think that a lot of people, in their minds, just don't really see that there are other ways to do things. Like, they think, I've got to take the kids here, I've got to do this. And they think that they're a lot less mobile than what they actually are. But you can use
that time it's amazing how many steps you can smash out, while basketball training's on.
Absolutely.
I understand for some people it's still difficult. They might, like I'm lucky too, I've only got one child. They might be running 3 or 4 kids different places. But I think you can always find the time. I think you can always definitely.
Yeah, if it's a big enough priority, you'll make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. Another question, what drives you when it does get hard?
I don't ever want to go back to the start.
That was very quick. You knew exactly what drives you.
Because I remember how I felt.
Yeah.
I even look back at the photos now.
Yeah.
And
that feeling like creeps back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never want to go back there. I never want to be back there.
And I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the difference between people who get results and keep their results to people that don't, because they know what's driving them. And that is a big enough pull for you to go, I'm going to pull myself out of this hole.
Yeah. And I'm not perfect. Like, I've gone backwards at times and I'm never going to deny that.
Yeah. It's pretty normal.
But
you've never gone right back to the
never.
start.
Yeah. No. And if I do, I don't know, push me over or something.
But you always catch yourself anyway first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, I don't ever have to go, come on, Wendy. Like, you've been a fucking...
Yeah. Peanut.
Yeah.
I know when I've
I
know when I'm starting to go back a little bit too far, and I'm like, I'll
all right, I need to do something.
Yeah. It's very. And I'm only human. Now. It's and it is sometimes easy to fall back into old habits.
Yeah.
No matter how switched on you are, no matter how, we've all been there. We just went away on a holiday, and I loved it. Yeah. But some of the old Wendy crept back in. But I think that's another difference I've noticed in myself as well. I haven't come back from there with guilt.
So that is that a new thing?
You've learned to enjoy.
I enjoyed it.
Holidays and shit, and that's the way I am anyway. It's like,
yeah,
fuck, go on a holiday. You do it once every so often.
Yeah. And as you say, there's no such thing as bad foods as such, and but we really enjoyed ourselves. I wasn't stupid. But, but then coming back, I'm like, okay, I've had a bit of fun. I can still relax to a degree because, as I said, no specific goal in mind. But I can do that with still being sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
and knowing my limits.
Yeah. Don't get to that point. Favourite foods that you prep and eat?
I'm pretty boring.
That's all right. I like
So all my meal prep is probably what a lot of people would say boring. So it's just like rice, veggies, potato, chicken. But I can I can add my own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seasonings and
Little,
shit.
that's it. Because
People always think it's just I'm just gonna have like just plain old
Boiled
chicken. And fucking
it's not just boiled
shit
chicken and
rice.
broccoli. Like it's for lunches. At the moment it's like a fried rice, just my version of it.
Yeah, perfect.
And not I prepare, but I do love my mum's lasagna and tuna casserole. They'd be two of probably sort of my favourite.
Yeah, nice.
And then my downfalls is Nutella and Toblerone. So
Ooh, Toblerone. Good choice.
No way.
Here we go.
yeah, I think we have this conversation.
What do you mean, no way?
Toblerone.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Love it. Only at Christmas time though, which is
Yeah.
that weird?
No,
I think it's because they're so
foods.
displayed and it's like a thing at Christmas.
But if it was
I
so
don't know,
good, you'd
it's-
eat it all the time, would you not?
Well, we'll say yeah. So there you go. I don't. Nutella I could have any time, any day. So I just don't buy
Do
it.
you? So here's a question for you.
We have food arguments all the time.
Yeah, all the time. I can't eat Nutella on anything.
Nothing. It's just straight out of the jar.
Thank
with a spoon.
you.
I'm not a Nutella
Yes.
donut person.
Nah.
I'm not a Nutella slice or fudge or anything like that.
It's
No,
just
straight
out of
from
the
the
jar.
jar.
Yeah. But do you know what did it?
I can't do that with peanut butter.
Oh no, I can do that. Not actually. Do you know what? Not anymore. That used to be my vice, and it's not anymore. Like.
Because it's Nutella.
No, not that either. I don't have a vice. I've not been hungry for a long time, so there's no vice at the moment. But yeah, no, it only comes out of the jar.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
And then I think with my thing with food, I just have to keep it simple. If I try and get creative, I fail.
Yeah, people underestimate that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
they want the freedom to be creative, but it also is setting you up.
Yeah, they're going to buckle.
Yeah.
And it's one big thing that, like, they try to go down that lifestyle avenue, but because they're not,
Too far. They're not ready for it.
they're not educated enough to go down that avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I can go lifestyle, but at the same time, I'm fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have a chance to take an extra 10 minutes to cook potatoes or have a slice of bread, well, fuck that. I'm not waiting 10 minutes. I'm going to eat a piece of bread. Like, that's the real side of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly what I'm doing, but
Yeah. And
fuck
it's
that.
just,
Everybody's
it's basic.
lazy.
Yeah. It's basic. It's easy. I hate fiddly.
Yeah.
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 So simple works for me.
And family support along the way, how important has that been? Do you think that's been a big factor to being able to get results and keep them?
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Yeah.
Before I do a photo shoot or anything, I always talk to the boys about it. Like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and they're always really supportive. Marshall's awesome.
I was going to say, is he your number one supporter?
Oh, 100%. And he's an active kid, which makes it really easy as well. So he's happy to, he loves going for bike rides. Another way I can do steps. He just, he gets amongst it. And I guess he's sort of grown up with it. He was 3 when I started with Andrew. So it's, he's just used to it. But definitely, definitely both of them are a really great support.
Yeah. I suppose Matt would understand it to a point too, because he's competed and...
Absolutely, and I did that with him. I prepped all his food.
You're all over
he had the
it.
best bargain.
Yeah.
He was just like,
All he had to do was the workouts and
Yeah.
turn
Do
up on the
workouts
day.
and
Like,
Sounds like the dream.
but no, both of them, really, really supportive.
Yeah, amazing. Favourite exercise? In the last 9 years, what's been your favourite exercise?
Probably some change
Bulgarian
all that.
split squats.
No.
And dumbbell lateral raises.
Split squats.
Yeah, I do. Is that strange?
Yes.
Because they're so shit.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I would rather do those than like a barbell back squat or something like that.
Oh, I probably would.
I think
too,
that's an
actually. I hate
injury
back
thing, though.
squatting.
Like a big time. Like, it is a big challenge and you like it because you get a big bang for your buck out of it. But I think with the back squats side of things, it's more of a confidence thing.
Yeah, I'm not confident with exercises like that. But and I like walking lunges. So pretty basic again, aren't I?
Yeah.
But I love
Chose
the
two
dumbbell
terrible-
lateral raises.
Oh, they're right.
Yeah.
What would you choose? Favourite exercise?
For myself,
Oh, I already know the answer to this.
what?
A bench press of some sort. No. Go on. Prove me
Dips.
wrong.
Dips usually.
Really?
Yeah.
Same
Or
exercise.
any push, I think, because it's my better bit.
Yeah.
Like I'm better at it compared to other shit.
Yeah.
My most hated part would probably be legs. Nah, legs is fine. Probably back.
Really?
I'm not a fan, really. I've just never
So
really.
you prefer to just train upper, not in a split of like back and bias?
Oh, I do like the splits, but I just don't like.
It's not
I don't
your
enjoy back as much as most other shit. Like legs, I enjoy training.
Yeah.
I just probably don't as much as I should, especially at the moment. But I'm a
He's
runner.
a runner.
He's a runner
He's a
now,
runner
that's
now.
it.
I train legs.
He
just
trains
differently,
legs
not for
once
bodybuilding.
every 3 months.
No way.
Least favourite exercise?
Probably, yeah, I'm going to say
Back squat.
back squats.
I agree. I don't like
Yeah.
them either.
And it is a confidence thing too. We did a lot of those when we were like face to face
Yeah.
PT, but
For that reason, yeah.
yeah, not my
Cup
thing.
of tea.
Yeah.
I agree.
And if I do them, I don't go very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably
Again,
times I
confidence.
could, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And the last question that I had for you, because I think not enough people probably reflect on this,
Mm-hmm.
is how has your own philosophy of health and fitness changed over the years?
Okay.
Like at first, was it just a means to an end? Whereas it's a part of your life now, or is it?
It's a part of my life, part of just routine. Like I thrive on it. But I think just things I've learnt along the way
Yeah.
as well. Like from starting till now, like, you know, you need to eat for your body to change, progress. And then just different myths. I guess one example is just the good old, you know, weights will make you big and bulky and chunky and all those things, and they certainly don't.
Yeah.
Just
In fact, you feel leaner.
you
Because
do, yeah, you do.
Okay.
And I like, you know, sometimes I don't know, you move a certain way, you're like, oh, you know, like
Especially over the last fucking 12 months. I
Yeah,
reckon.
absolutely.
Like you get it up
you know-
progress picture of
driving
check this
along
out
the
or
car,
check
you're
these
like,
abs. I've got abs now. Check them out.
Absolutely, we're showing my abs. That
Absolutely,
was-
you should. It's not easy to get abs.
And those
Bloody hell.
bits on your back, like super proud.
So
I had never had abs like that
you
before in
should
my
be.
life. So
Yeah.
probably not as clear at the moment, but they're there. I can still. I think I said
Let
to
it
you,
go anyway.
like I think I said to Andrew a while back during the shoot prep, like I was loving that when I was laughing,
I remember you saying this to me.
when
I
I
was
was
doing
my
makeup the
abs,
other
I
day.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah. So you should.
But no, just so I have definitely learned a lot along the way.
Yeah.
Myths have been banished. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Did you have anything else to add before we go to the quick Insta
I don't think so.
questions? No. I think it's been, like, I've only been on and a part of your journey for a couple of years, but I remember even just watching from the first shoot to the second, and I remember you and one of my clients came in and did a session. We were just trying to get those hit sessions out, just so they were done. And I remember you guys talking and saying, like, this is so different. Like, it's just been a much different experience. And then she did the shoot for a second time this year.
Yeah.
And she had that same change and just cruised through this time because I think she just knew what she needed to do and knew to prepare her family a lot more. I think that's a really big part of it. But yeah, just for me, seeing how it's changed as well, it's been pretty
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, and like even us, without sort of realizing at the time, people focus too hard on or too much on the physical stuff, and not enough of like how much it overflows. Because we're not about like, unless you are bodybuilding or like you're doing a comp, it's stiff. You've got no choice.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be moments of your lifestyle that is going to take a hit, like socialising and shit like that.
Absolutely.
And your partners and other bits and pieces like might take a hit, but with the photo shoots and every other challenge that we do, it's more about like, go to a party, like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like it's all about like learning to manage everything.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, your client learnt how to like overflow a lot of the shit that she was learning into everything else that was going to help everything else lift up too. So
Yeah.
that's the thing that I think a lot of people forget. Especially with photo shoots, they're like, fuck, I'm going to starve, I'm going to this, I'm going to that. So there is moments of that I think it's just amplified because you're in the trenches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right in
like,
the
I'm starving, I'm running so low on food, and you're like,
and then
it's just because you haven't been hungry ever before.
Exactly. You've never actually sat in the hunger. Yeah.
But sometimes I don't mind the hunger because for me that it's a sign that it's a driver. It's working. Your body's obviously doing what it needs to do.
Yeah.
I will say with the photo shoot though, it's something that you've got to want to do. You can't do it because someone else is doing it, or fear of missing out, or it's got to be something.
And that's where it has happened with us.
You are committing, and you're only.
Yeah. And it has happened with like a few of our clients is like, and why we have meetings about it every week is if there's a client that's on the edge or it's not, they like the idea of it, but it wasn't actually a want or a need.
Yeah.
Then we're just like, pull them out.
Yeah.
And then just continue on until you're ready. You might be ready next year. You might be ready the year after.
Yeah. All right. Quick fire. This one's for you, actually. These are from our Instagram.
Who's it for?
This is for you.
Okay.
Share a coaching highlight with Chucky. This one must have had in the know knowledge that you were coming on.
Highlight.
Yeah.
9 years.
It should be easy. Well, yeah.
It's clearly not been. It's not been a very good 9 years.
Well, there's probably many. I guess the very first challenge we ever did together got me my start, got me enthused. Yeah, got me wanting to keep going, wanting to keep healthy, and here I am.
Yeah, I think
9 years later with no plans to leave.
I think that's a big
you only got long service.
Yeah,
I think that's a big point with all, and this is not like saying that all coaches, like there's certain good coaches, bad coaches, or anything like that. I think the biggest point when it comes to looking for a coach of any, whether it be us, whether it be someone else around town or around the world, is you got to bond straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't bond straight away, there's no point. Because you're not going to fully invest and trust into that coach.
Yeah, there'll always be that.
Pull the pin early. If you think something off, fair chance is something's amiss.
Yeah, and it's not going to change.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No, that's all right.
It's not quick fire.
This is another.
It's not fucking 9 years.
This is another one for you. Something Chucky's mean with.
Something Chucky's mean with.
Come on, we know he's.
Probably when I'm being immature, he'll be literally like, grow the fuck up. So it can come across mean, but something he's actually mean with.
Yeah, just direct.
Yeah, just direct. But I need that and I like it.
Yeah, it works well for you. You bond over that.
Yep. Yeah. If I didn't like it, wouldn't be
fair
here.
Enough. All right, one for everyone. Something you wish you could tell your past self.
I've got one.
Go on then.
Jump into things a little bit quicker. Don't sit back and think about it.
Yeah,
I tend to let things soak too much.
Yeah.
And the time's gone. I need to commit a little bit quicker.
Again, it's something that's probably said a lot. Don't worry about what other people think. I've really grown a lot over the years with that with that too. Yep. Try not to care what people think because there's always going to be other people's opinions. They're going to judge you. Yeah. I was judged because I was fat and I'm judged because I want to be healthy.
Yeah.
So now I'm just, I don't care. Yeah. Be even
that.
selfish about it too.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Mine would be the time's going to go no matter what. So either like don't be obsessed with it or trying to get things too fast or anything.
Yeah.
Just be patient and let things
and be in the
roll.
moment.
Yeah, and take the days as they come. Yeah.
And you'll notice that more now being a mum.
Yeah, like
100%.
that time goes so quick. Yeah,
and
so,
it's heartbreaking.
So quick.
Yeah, and I think one thing that definitely Mel and I have learned is like, especially with kids, is like you want to live before you work. Like, so make the most of holidays. Like, money's always going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's one thing Dad always taught us was go away on holidays, enjoy it, spend. Don't get fucking bananas and spend every last penny you got. But,
enjoy all those moments.
But yeah, if you want to fucking go on a ride, like
go on it.
I spent, I think it was like $700 in Vegas for 6 laps in a McLaren.
Yeah.
Like, mint.
Why not?
Yeah.
When am I ever going to do
Yeah,
that
That's
again?
right.
why
And I bet
not?
you loved it.
I might
Yeah.
have my own one day, but fucking it's going to cost me a lot more than $700.
Yeah.
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 That's funny. A moment, this is for you, again, insider knowledge. A moment in your photo prep you struggled and how did you navigate it?
It might sound silly, but probably one thing I struggled with was being cold.
Yeah.
It might sound really
Nobody
obvious
ever
because
talks about that.
it might sound really obvious because it's through winter, but I was literally fucking freezing. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking, we've got a wood fire, so the open fire was
Yeah.
going. The reverse or the
Yeah.
ducted heating's on 24,
Yeah.
and I've got a foot heater I need to turn on before I can even step out of bed to get ready
Yeah.
in the morning. So
It's
that
called Matt going, huffing on your feet.
like literally, yeah, I
That's
really.
why she missed it. So.
yeah.
You notice that, you do.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Do you sleep in more clothes all of a sudden?
But then that's the thing, I can't feel heavy in bed.
Ah,
So
yeah.
so it's fire, heater, all that.
There you go.
So yeah, really struggle with being cold.
Yeah.
But just super quick, some advice Andrew gave me, which I continue to do, is when there's some sunshine, get out in it. Just take your top off,
Yeah.
sit there in your bra or whatever, and just
Yeah.
let that sun.
Yeah, I
Even
remember
on a
you saying
winter's
that to me,
day, like,
actually.
but it's amazing how much. Because I was talking, sometimes I was coming home from the gym and I swear my lips were blue.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, definitely struggled with the cold.
Yeah. And that's how you navigate it. Get out in the sun.
Get out in
when
the
it's
sun,
there.
definitely just keep warm. But then saying that, I would rather exercise in the winter than summer. Sorry, just had to add that.
Yeah, I don't know what I prefer. Because I hate being cold.
I think it's because I get
hate it.
sunburnt. So if it's the summer and I'm
Yeah.
walking, I've got to put sunscreen on. Whereas
All
winter, I
of
can
us
just
fair people
Whereas
here.
winter, I can just put a beanie, gloves, and a scarf and a vest
Everything.
on. But summer, I've got to lather up with
Oh
a 30
my
plus, and that
gosh.
takes time.
She doesn't have time for it.
Yeah.
You've actually already answered this one. Which photo shoot has been your favourite? The third one?
Third one, just love them all.
Hands down,
But yeah, second was awesome. Third one, I'm not sure I'd even be able to beat it.
Yeah, right. Last question. If you could work any job tomorrow without having to undergo the training, what would it be?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, good question. I saw
That's
this one and was like,
in-depth.
ooh,
Who
yeah.
was it? Do you know?
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to just say it.
What job would I start tomorrow without having to be trained?
Yeah. That's a hard one, isn't it?
It is actually really
Like,
hard when
and
you
it's
think about it.
and it can't be what we're already in.
I mean, they didn't specify that, but I'm specifying that.
Hey, this is really hard.
Yeah,
Just had
isn't
a heads
it?
up on this one.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess it goes back to like, what's your childhood dream? Like, you wouldn't have to do any training to do it. You could just go and do it.
Fuck's on, huh?
I reckon I'd play sport.
I think
I reckon that's what I would do. I'd want to be a professional.
me-
James is going to wet his pants when he hears
Yeah,
this.
because you're definitely not. I think like me and Mel have had this discussion.
Line
this
fever.
is really tough.
Yeah.
Me and Mel have spoken about this before. Like, if I wasn't a PT, like if we moved to Queensland all of a sudden and I didn't have a job, what would I do? I'd look to like work on fishing charters or be a scuba instructor, or because that's just
Yeah.
what I like doing anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'd have to be something outdoors or
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
YouTube, fucking influencer. I don't
A
know.
Lego
Fucking-
influencer.
I actually don't
probably.
know. That's terrible, but I
Work with the
actually don't
dolphins.
know.
That just made me think
Something
work with the
outdoors
dolphins
too,
or something.
like-
Yeah,
like,
like
SeaWorld.
yeah,
or
yeah,
do
yeah.
something like that.
I'd have to
yeah.
be something active,
Yeah.
like outside probably.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you're going to message me and be like, I know what I want to do.
Maybe like a tour guide or something overseas.
Yeah,
you know? But you wouldn't need a lot of education for that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just start
maybe
dribbling
something-
some random story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At that
just-
Mac
castle over
that
here.
But yeah, so on the spot like that, I just really had to think. But yeah, maybe a tour guide or
Yeah,
something. But
I thought-
overseas
I
in
thought that was
the
a very
wilderness
good
would be
question.
awesome. Yeah.
That's it's a very good question.
Yeah, it was. It was a great question. Shout out. Yeah. Well, that is all we have for today. We have. Thank you for your time too, and
Yeah.
for coming in, especially
Thanks
on
for
there.
inviting me. Thanks for having me.
No, it's
All the kind words. I thought I was going to get drilled.
Yeah, I know. You could have said one bad thing about him. Gosh.
This must be alright, then.
Once again,
There's
we'll get
probably a
prepared.
few. Yeah.
He'll come again tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll
she'll be like,
message you. Can you just
Fuck,
add
should have
in?
said this. Should have
Yeah, I
done
remember
that.
when you did that. It's funny though because, like, I've said this before. I was always scared of Chucky. Like, deathly scared of him. And it was only that I was friends with Mel. I was like forced to
Yeah.
Jeez.
interact with you. If not, I would have stayed away because I was scared. But it was
Pretty
just
intimidating. Big burly bloke I am. With all my tattoos.
But it was just like, because he knew what he was doing, I think that's what scared me. Like, and what you see is what you get.
100%.
And,
yeah, 100%.
But then he is real and like very, like, will make you feel at ease when it actually
I'm very
comes
mature.
to-
I have my
You've got
moments.
mature. You've got more mature.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't.
Got to pay my own bills now.
I was gonna say.
Mal does that.
Yeah, when you said you cooked all of Matt's food, all I could think was his photo shoot prep and Mal peeling kilos of potatoes for you.
Yeah.
I'd go over there, just peeling potatoes again. Peeling potatoes, cooking chicken.
That's because Rob wanted them peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have done them.
No way. It was on the
She's
job.
too good. She's too good for you. Too good
Had to
for
get
you.
shredded, you know.
So funny. But yeah, no, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your story, and congrats, because it's been a lot in that 10 years, and not a lot
There's
of...
only a few of us.
I was going to say, and not a lot of people stick around to get those results and to be able to actually see that sort of progress. So good on you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I can relax now.
She hasn't pressed stop yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can be myself now.
Yeah.
I can stop thinking about the question.
Oh, no. Well, I just want to say, if you... I can't even remember what I was going to say now. No, but I don't even know what we say at the end.
You
What
like
do we say?
handles and stuff.
Yeah, you're a podcast listener. You listen to this podcast, don't
I
you?
do, but it doesn't start early enough on my Fridays. Every second
I
Friday
guess
for me.
I
I have to listen to it later.
No, but if you have enjoyed this podcast or this YouTube video, because we're YouTubers now, yeah, please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. Like and subscribe
Like
and
and subscribe.
click the notification bell in the corner. It'll be up here. Links in the description below. I watch YouTube.
Yeah, you're a YouTube guy. Also, if anybody wants to sponsor us, we're always up for a sponsor. We'll wear
at
your
this rate,
clothes.
but no chance.
We'll wear your clothes. We'll drink your drinks.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? We'll do it.
It's Maddie. Maddie's chasing a
I
sponsorship
really
hard.
want one. I really want one. Just because I can say we're sponsored.
I'll make that my goal this year. I'll spread the word. Project needs a sponsor.
Yes, we're looking for a sponsor. It's really, we're helping you. That's the thing. It's not
It's
you
a
helping
circle.
us.
It comes back
We're
around. You know?
helping you. It's good karma.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so easy to influence something and just get sponsored.
yeah, it'll happen. Season 20 of
That's
the
why
podcast.
we're all sponsored, because it's pretty easy.
But please give us a like, give us a follow on Instagram. You can find me at Project Transform _Maddy with a Y. You can find Top Dog over here just on the main page. And Wendy, if people want to find you, are you on Instagram?
Oh,
Set to private.
Set to private.
search me.
Don't even.
I think it's Wendy Perkins 82 or Wendy.Perkins82.
There you go.
Something.
Just follow them all.
You just
Yeah.
look,
Every
all
Wendy
Wendy's.
Perkins.
just look me up and you should see my photo.
We'll tag you in the podcast. It's all right. But no, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Happy Easter, everybody. We are
Yeah,
recording
happy
this on
Easter.
Easter weekend, so
Yep.
enjoy a bit of chocolate.
Caramel, little caramel ones.
Nah.
They're the devil. They're the
Nah.
ones that get me.
The Oreos.
No,
The
just
little
plain
Or
Cadbury,
Malteser
the little
bunnies.
solid eggs.
Malteser bunnies. Yeah.
No.
Fun fact.
I like Maltesers, but not in the bunnies.
No, marble.
You know why they
marble
taste
bunnies.
different?
Oof. Why?
They're not made in Australia. The Malteser bunnies.
Oh,
Interesting.
really?
I've got a bit of inside knowledge here.
Yeah, here we go.
Catherine works at Mars.
Yeah.
She'll probably be like, listen to this and go, you're a fuckhead.
Yeah.
It's completely wrong.
Meanwhile, it's made like
I've just sold
in
heaps of people
Ballarat or
on
something.
it.
Yeah. No, marble bunnies.
Oh, they're pretty good, yeah.
Oh yeah, I could eat.
Haven't tried a marble bunny.
Cadbury or Lindt?
Cadbury.
Mm,
Yeah. It's not even
absolutely.
a question.
I put it up on the story today. It was like 25 to 3. Cadbury to Lynn.
Those
Cadbury,
three
definitely.
people.
Or everything else.
Did you go in and look at specifically who said
Be
Lynn
like,
and when?
you're no longer a client.
Unfollow.
You're no longer a client.
See ya.
And chocolate, I know you can have any time of the year, Cadbury or whatever, but there's just something about
Easter is different.
it.
Easter
Is
tastes
different.
different.
It tastes different.
It
The little
does.
solid eggs, the whole eggs, just so
And
different. but
one
still
day,
Cadbury.
somebody who works at Cadbury is going to come out and say, yes, there is one ingredient
yeah,
different.
something.
We put a little bit extra
Yeah,
something in it.
It's definitely something.
there's a guy that works with the basketball club that we're at. Just an older guy who's been around for years and years and years. Anyway, we were talking a couple of weekends ago, and he's like, you want to know the difference? Like, he comes and cooks all the food when they have, like, they go away for the weekends and things.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to know the difference between my cooking and everybody else's? I make it with love. That's what it is. I make
Shut
it with
up.
love.
That's why it tastes like shit.
Anyway, that is all. Happy Easter, folks.
Happy Easter.
Great
Toodles.
weekend. Bye.